No,
Okay.
Michiko.
Okay, good.
Because it's
Right.
a proper name.
Yeah. Right.
Where were we supposed to put teimasu?
Ah. Okay. じゃあ
There's a teimasu?
Michiko has big eyes. Should be what? Michiko-san wa
目が
目
目
が
大きい
大きいです
です。
Well, yeah,
Okay,
because I
yes.
thought if you'd wanted us to say okikuteimasu, you wouldn't have put the double I.
No, because I asked that. The mas is for the verbs and the des is for the nouns.
Yeah.
But the only time we use the kute is if you were saying two
Right.
two or more adjectives.
If there were two adjectives there,
Yeah.
if it said Michiko has big beautiful eyes, then it would have been Michiko-san wa me ga okikute kirei desu. But it didn't have two adjectives, it had one,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Mary went to a department store to buy a bag. Mary-san wa department ni
に
カバンを買いに行きました。はい。
You can't put that. You have to put ni.
Yeah, it needs to be me. That doesn't work.
I remembered back to the homework, there were two knees.
Yeah.
Put
買いに行
that.
きました。Because you're going to the department store, so
Yeah.
買いに or yeah, 買いに行きます。But デパートに or デパートへ but not で。
Okay.
Okay, and then there are two Japanese students in my class. 私のクラスに or には either one.
Ni or wa?
に or は or 私のクラスは yeah, は would work too, right?
So either ni or wa.
私のクラスは日本人の学生が2人います。
Okay. Put a
or
one.
私のクラスに日本人の学生が2人います。
I put ga, but then I second guessed myself and I got rid of it. Crap.
Either ni wa or ni wa.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, three options there. Ni, wa, or ni wa. Right? なぜ ?Okay. いい質問ですね。にとは。Okay. So if you're making, okay, let's start with the English. So it was in my class, there's two Japanese students, right?
Explain it.
Okay.
There are
Okay.
two Japanese students in my class.
Okay. Okay. So
Two Swedish. There's one
there
Swedish student.
are
There was a me and then a ba in the Swedish one.
Japanese
Yeah.
students.
But then underneath they said this place expressions are often followed by niwa instead of ni type of sentence, but it doesn't explain it.
At first I thought she wrote Japanese, but it was not.
It doesn't say niwa.
Okay. Okay, so there are two Japanese students in my class. So, 私のクラスに is the one or wa. We're going to talk about why. 日本人, right?
Yeah.
日本人の学生
Because they're
が
going over.
2人います. Yes? Okay. So if you use ni, why does ni work?
Right.
Because it's in the class, right?
Within.
Within the class, yeah. In the class, there are two Japanese students, right? Why does wa work?
Is.
Subject.
Because you can make that the subject. My class is what we're talking about. My class has two Japanese students, okay? So if you're using there are in English, Japanese can use that as they are in the class or they exist, right? Right? So you can use it either way. Why does ni wa work? because it's basically doing both functions at the same time. If you put niwa, basically what you're doing is you're saying the whole phrase that in my class is your topic. The whole phrase of being in my class. So that's why when I started to translate it, I started to put in my class in the front, because if you put niwa, you're kind of making that, so in my class, 2 Japanese students exist. Do you see how that works? So ni wa is a phrase that we haven't really studied in depth yet, but it's a combination that is possible. Right?
It's always going to be Niwan instead of Wani, right?
Yes, it's never going to be the other direction. Yes.
Just
With niwa,
Yeah.
hanashite kudasai, the whole sentence.
Okay. 私のクラスには日本人の学生が2人います。Okay. There's a very silly tongue twister type phrase that uses this. They know what I'm talking about. Sorry.
覚えてるみんなやったよこれやったよ I did it Do you remember?
Okay, this one makes a whole lot more sense if you've got the kanji for it. Okay, because this niwa, does anybody know?
It's the kind of
This niwa means garden,
Chanel-san,
yard,
do
okay?
you remember that?
No, I've
Niwa,
never
niwa, this is the particles.
Well, flip the page.
These are the particles, just like here, okay?
He
It's
gave
in
it
there?
here.
Oh.
Ike gave us a.
Yeah, okay.
Niwa.
Niwa, this niwa, this should actually be kanji ni. Ni wa. This wa is it 1 or 2? 2, yeah. In Chinese it's 1. Simplified. The simplified.
That's the kanji.
Yeah, so this wa is wings, but in this case it's a counter word for birds. Okay, so niwa means like 2 birds.
A pair of birds in the garden.
Yeah, so in the garden there are 2 garden birds, which is the literal translation of chickens. Niwatori is really a chicken, but
Niwa.
yes. So the challenge is how fast can you say it without messing something up? Niwa niwa niwatori ga imasu. Yeah.
I like the Tamago one better.
Which
The
one?
Tamago one.
The tamago?
Okay.
生麦、生米、生卵。
Yeah, that one. That was cuter. I like that one.
I ate my
Anyway,
tongue.
but this one illustrates our grammar point of niwa, right? And it also happens to sound silly. Okay, but basically what you're doing, wa, when you're using it in a way other than just like watashi wa gakusei desu or whatever, when you're using it, especially in conjunction with another particle like this, it's sort of putting more emphasis on in my class, or in my class, there happen to be 2 Japanese students, as opposed to in the school or in someone else's class or whatever. You're putting a little bit more emphasis on this part of the sentence. 私のクラスには日本人の学生が2人います. So that you're putting a little bit of an underline under that part of the sentence to kind of emphasize that that's kind of your point, that they're in your class. Okay? That use of wa is something that is a little bit tricky and hard to pin down, and it's something that you get better at with
Time?
exposure, practice, and hearing it a lot. Hearing native speakers using it naturally in context is what's going to help you really get how to use it and how not to use it.
So the more we're able to recognize it.
Yeah, so listen for it, when you're watching your films and TV shows in Japanese, when you're listening to Ippei-san and Hitoshi-san talking to each other, listen for it.
I
Hi.
have an example
Hi.
using your, there is a book in my desk.
Uh-huh.
So you can say, 私の机には、机の中には、
はい。
本があります。
はい。
Also you can say 私の机に本があります。
Yeah, if you just say ni, 私の机に本があります。There's a book on my desk. No biggie. 私の机には本があります. It's putting more emphasis on, it's on the desk. Okay.
But
Or-
you can't say 私の机は本があります。
No, you can't use the wa there.
So,
But the ni wa is putting a little bit stronger emphasis. You're making your point. Okay. Okay, that, maybe somebody's looking for a book that they misplaced or something, and you're letting them, well, there's a book on my desk, I don't know if this is the one you mean. Something like that, right? Okay, other questions? 他に質問がありますか?
I think I got this printed world.
Okay.
It's like a puzzle piece, and all the puzzle pieces were really.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah, a
I
little
thought
bit.
this was a piece of the wall, but it was actually an artifact.
Yeah.
They look the same.
They're both white.
You can say 日本人の学生が私のクラスに2人います。
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's
Yeah, you can swap some things around.
Yeah.
私の, yeah, if you say 私のクラスには日本人が2人います. That's different from
This is a
日本人が2人
います。
います. Yeah.
What about, would, Nihonjin Futari have in this work? Or is that?
Yeah, 日本人が私のクラスに2人います. That's possible. Yeah. 日本人が私のクラスに Yeah, it changes the emphasis when you start switching things around like that. That's the thing about Japanese. You can swap segments of the sentences sometimes, but when you do it, you change the connotation of the sentence. It's still imparting the same basic information, but it's changing what you're emphasizing. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. じゃあ、今日はもう少し練習しましょうね。そうですね。練習する前に漢字について質問がありますか？漢字について質問がありますか？
Oh, yeah, that's right.
そのko, like you asked about Michiko, this ko would be the ko in Michiko.
Oh, did you want us to use that
You
kanji?
can start using it now that you've learned it, yes.
Do we know the Michi?
No, we haven't.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't think I remember learning it.
No, yeah, you haven't learned the Michi part, but any girl's name that ends in ko, it's almost always going to be that kanji.
Okay.
Oh.
What about a boy's name like Shirako?
I don't know. I've never heard that name.
Yeah, I heard it somewhere, like a boy who was named Shirako.
I've never heard that name before in Japanese, and it doesn't sound masculine.
All right then. Shirako or something like that. I don't know where, but it was about a couple. It was about back in high school. I heard someone mention a guy that had that name.
Doesn't sound familiar. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there are families that choose unusual names for their kids. Sometimes they'll make something up that's not a commonly used name.
Oh.
So that's possible. But don't believe every name you come across in anime either, because a lot of anime names are totally made up and not something that most Japanese people would actually name their kid. So.
Oh, I found out a character in a Japanese video game was named Jonathan Morris.
Okay. Yeah, so, but a lot of traditional Japanese girls' names ended in ko. It's gone out of fashion now. A lot more younger people, girls I mean, have names that don't end in ko because the main meaning of ko is child, which is fine for a 2-year-old, but when she's a grown woman, does she still want to be known as child of such and such?
Not unless she has that girlish figure.
So some women don't like the ko on the ends of their names, and some choose not to continue that tradition with their kids. So for example, I've got a friend whose name is June. The normal feminine version of that name would be Junko.
Yeah.
Her parents named her June.
Junko is sound old.
Yeah, yeah.
Fashion.
And
Really?
yeah,
What is Junko mean?
Jun-chan is my friend, she's my age.
Yeah.
Her parents just named her June with hiragana, they didn't even put a kanji to it.
But June is also man's name.
It can be a man's name,
Yeah.
so she still on the phone gets mistaken for a man sometimes, and it drives her nuts. But yeah, but she is just June. That's all. Hi.
So when they do like the legal birth certificate stuff that I'm assuming they do, just like here,
Yeah.
they can choose that, like here, we're gonna have their name in either, like, in here,
Yeah.
or. in
Yeah.
kanji.
Sometimes even katakana. I've known of people who had katakana in their names. This is mostly older folks because before World War II, remember, katakana wasn't standardized as only for loan words and special cases. So some older folks could even have a katakana name, possibly. It's not very common anymore because of that connotation that, oh, are you a foreigner? Why do you have a katakana name? But yeah, on the birth certificate, the parents can choose how they want the name written. Just like your parents could have chosen an odd spelling for your name if they'd really wanted to, you know. Hi.
But what if? Okay, you said June is all. June has there's a kanji for June, right?
Yeah.
But what if you're like a Western person and you're named June Myers or something like that?
It'd be written.
They would write that in katakana because foreign names are generally written in katakana. Now, some foreigners who are studying Japanese will choose a Japanese nickname for themselves and choose to write that in kanji. But that doesn't mean that Japanese people are going to necessarily write it that way unless you specifically say to them, by the way, I go by this Japanese nickname. You know, so for example, I had a student a while back, some of you knew her, I think, Hallie. She used to work in the language lab.
Oh yeah.
Her nickname in English was Hal, which comes out as Haru in Japanese, so she chose the kanji for spring, Haru, as her Japanese nickname. So she you know, she can write Haru for her signature if she wants to, but that doesn't mean that Japanese people are necessarily going to recognize that as, oh, she's, you know, she's an American, but she uses this name. It's unusual. But, you know, Haru is also a popular name or name component for Japanese people. So, you know, Haruko is a perfectly good Japanese woman's name. And some people might name their child just Haru because they don't want to add the ko anymore. If it's a boy's name, Haru is still possible, but it would be combined with something else to make it sound more masculine.
What about Natsu? Like summer.
Yeah, Natsuko, Natsu, yeah, that could be a girl's name.
Yeah.
Not as likely in a noun name, but again, masculine names are usually at least 2 kanji, and they're usually, so, ko is not an option usually for a guy's name, but it'll be something like, take Yuki, for example. Yuki means snow. Yukiko is a traditional girl's name. Yukihiro is a traditional boy's name. Yuki and Hiro are both components that can be in either masculine or feminine names, but in a feminine name it would be one or the other, not both. So like Hiro can be Hiroko also, that could be a girl's name. But Yukihiro or Hiroyuki, both of those are possible boys' names.
Isn't like Yukihara would be a surname?
Yukihara sounds more like a surname, yeah. Hara generally sounds like a surname piece.
You know the name Santos?
Santos?
Yeah.
Ah, Santos.
This is one of the soccer player
Yeah.
in Japan, and he chose to be Japanese. So he then changed, he get a kanji, so.
Oh, so
Son.
he's become a citizen?
But this is no meaning.
I get it.
Just
Santos. It's just
Santos.
genetic.
It's
Yeah, he
it's
just
also a
chose
Latin
kanji.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's not originally Japanese, right? So
Yeah.
he chose kanji for himself when he
Yeah,
moved
yeah.
to Japan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and the same is true, for example, sometimes when a Japanese person and somebody from another country get married, if they're living in Japan and they have kids in Japan,
Yeah.
they might give their children names that work in both languages. So like I knew a boy whose name was Ryan, from Ryan in English, but he had kanji to Ryan.
Wait, the Rai would be like lightning or something?
I don't remember the kanji for his name, I just remember they had it. You know,
But
and
like the
same
June and
thing-
Haru.
Yeah. So there are lots of choices, there's lots of flexibility to names in Japanese. And the traditional names, they were traditional for a certain amount of time, but if you go back far enough in history, the names fashions have changed over time. So names like Mariko and Hiroko that are popular girls' names from a generation or so ago, if you go back far enough in time, that's not what they were naming girls, hundreds of years ago. Right?
Is ki a traditionally masculine name for names?
Ki is often,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
Haruki?
like Haruki, yeah, well, Murakami Haruki, famous. Yeah,
It's actually my boyfriend's Japanese name.
Yeah, Haruki?
His parents
Yeah.
named him and his sister, their middle names are Japanese.
Okay, yeah.
And it's, Haruki is his.
Yeah, Haruki is a common boy's name. Hikaru is a common boy's name. Yeah. Yeah, there are lots of options for names in Japanese, and the only way you can really be sure that it's one gender or the other is, and this isn't absolute, but it's a pretty good rule of thumb at least, if it ends in that ko, it's a girl's name. That you can be pretty sure of. If it's only 3 syllables, it's often a girl's name, but not 100%. 3 syllables or less is often a female name, but not always. 4 syllables or more is almost always a boy's name. So if you've got like Junichiro, long names like that, Shinichi, if it takes at least 4 hiragana to write it, it's more likely a boy's name. Okay.
Is mi usually feminine?
Yeah, mi is often used. It often uses the kanji for beautiful, tsukushi. So yeah, things like harumi and
Beautiful spring.
mayumi, those are girls' names. Hi.
Okay, went to the ether. I had it and I lost it.
Endings are also often feminine, like tomoe. Okay.
Oh, wait, I have it back.
okay.
I learned that some names, like the way they're spelled, if you put them in English, like the Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, His last name Abe spells like Abe,
Abe, yeah.
like the shorthand
So you
for
have to
Abe.
be careful in terms of looking at it in Romaji. You have, if you're aware that the person is Japanese, you have to make sure you're reading it as Romaji. Don't read it like English.
He's exceptional.
Shin's Abe.
Yeah.
He is exceptional.
Oh no.
Imoko is very historical.
What?
Oh.
Well, how do you say that?
Imoko. Oh, Imoko is a male from history.
History, yeah.
Yeah, not
Not-
recent.
Not recent.
Yeah, because that is, yeah, Imoko nowadays, you
Yeah.
would expect that to be a girl's name. But
Yeah.
the thing is also, like, the word for son, as in male child, is, and it ends in ko, musuko.
Oh, you know,
And that's because if you go back far enough in history, ko endings were masculine. But that's really far back in history.
It's not names like Akiko.
Akiko is a girl. Yeah.
I've only heard of
Akiko, really?
Yeah.
A guy named Akiko?
Okay, well now.
Akihiko.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's Hiko is its own.
It's a different.
It's a different kanji.
Oh,
It's not this ko.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Akiko is a girl.
Oh, Akiko, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Akihiko. Yeah, because Hiko is a different kanji.
Okay.
That would be Aki and then Hiko. Okay. And
Um,
then going back to that four syllable thing too.
What-
Akihiko.
what about masculine names ending in ro?
Yeah, lots of traditional old-fashioned sounding names ended in ro. Ichiro,
Tetsuro.
Junichiro, Tetsuro,
Jiro.
Jiro, Taro. Taro is like the stereotypical
Oh yeah, the myth of the peach boy.
Taro, yeah. Taro is like the stereotype of any guy named from like folk tales and stuff. Right?
Tetsu is similar to iron, right?
Yeah,
what would-
Tetsu is iron.
So Tetsuro would mean
Basically, Iron Boy. Because the role is just a masculine ending. I don't know that it has a special meaning to it.
Tetsuo?
Tetsu, role.
No.
Tetsuro.
Yeah,
Maybe I think different kanji.
yeah.
Yeah, so.
Okay, and yeah, Tetsuo is another common male name. And then there's a famous comedian in Japan whose given name is Tetsuko because her parents were expecting a boy, I guess, and they got a girl and they decided they still liked Tetsu.
So iron girl?
Yeah, Tetsuko.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, then, two meanings.
Here's a woman. Here's a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys, maybe you're too young to remember her. She may have died by now.
Another Tetsu means
Tetsuko.
like, philosophy.
Kuroyanagi Tetsuko. Her nickname
あ
was
ー
Toto-chan.
それは違う鉄けど、まあ鉄子と読みますけ
Yeah,
ど、
I thought it was the iron one.
これの鉄子
それはアイアンの鉄じゃない。アイアンじゃない。
フィロソフィーの。フィロソフィー。
これなんだっけ鉄子知ってんのか。
フィロソフィー。
それはすげえな。
フィロソフィーが
Oh, that Tetsu?
鉄があって、いや、そっちの。
Oh, okay. そうかもしれない。
先生、どのくらい日本にいたんですか。
2年ちょっと。
2年ちょっとで黒柳ですか。なんで黒柳。
窓際のトットちゃん、修行のために読んだ。
あ
黒柳徹子の鉄。
I got lost in translation.
Kuroyanagi Tetsuko is the author of a book that we had to read excerpts of for a class I took. That's why I know that. Person. She was a big TV personality too. She was really popular during the time I was living in Japan. She was on a particular game show.
What about Japanese author Edogawa Rampo? The other names that end in po?
That's probably a guy's name, right? Rampo, you know, what's it? I'm not
Edogawa
sure.
Rampo, a Japanese mystery author.
I would assume that's a male.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rampo. Yeah, that sounds like a man's name. Some of it, I don't even know necessarily what the kanji are, but after enough years, you start to get a feel for.
Your brain begins to recognize.
Yeah, for which names sound masculine or feminine. Anyway, 質問がありますか? Kanji について. Let's talk about the rest of the kanji. We got stuck on ko for
Okay.
a really long time.
Oh,
It's
wow.
the easiest one to write.
Yeah, there was a lot we got on that. Small.
Which one?
To return.
Oh, kaeru.
Higher.
Okay.
Wait, where was it?
Anybody come up with a good mnemonic for it?
I can remember it, it's just really annoying to write.
So you've got a ri,
But
right?
I haven't.
And you've got a
So
yo.
that's what?
And to remember what it looks like.
And
but
then roof.
The house one? I want to remember what it looks like, not to write it.
Okay.
See
What does it look like?
the left piece, the re is a door, and then the
Okay.
other one is a guy opening.
I've got it.
Okay.
Oh,
He's returning back.
Okay, see, yours looks a lot better to write, the one that's
Sensei.
in the book, cause I'm like, I had to erase it like 10 times.
Yeah,
On
well,
the test.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it looks
yeah.
much easier.
Sensei?
when you write.
when I look at the like how I remember it, I take the re and it's like a street, and then those are the houses, and you're going home because that's
Okay.
your way home.
Okay.
This isn't a mnemonic per se, but it has a ri in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I don't know
D,
which one.
and then there's an E, backwards E, re
Yeah.
turns, and there's a T there too, like right.
Okay,
So
yeah,
return,
so
in that order.
return. That's cute.
In that
It
order
does have
too.
to return.
You
Yeah.
draw it like that.
That's a good way to
Return.
remember it.
Re-
Okay.
Return.
Return. I like it.
Nice.
Okay.
Um, what about chi? Like like the small.
So chisai, that
Yeah.
one?
I like that one.
This little thing? Yeah, chisai.
It's so cute, it's a little thing.
It looks like
Yeah.
a seed. It looks like a seed budding out, coming out of the
Okay.
stem.
And apparently the origin of this one was just 3 little dots to indicate small.
Wow, 3 dots.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
looks like a little face.
Okay.
The way I
It's a
see it
happy
is,
face, yeah.
the way I see it, it's a seed. It's a small seed, and it's growing.
Okay, small seed growing. Okay, so there are lots of mnemonics for chisai.
This is the
Yeah.
same, I would assume, it's the same kanji used in like kaisei, like give it back to me or something like that.
Oh, kaisu? No.
Turn it to me, no?
No.
It's the same thing?
This kanji is just kairu for kairimasu, returning
Oh,
home.
you mean like.
Kaisu, like
Return?
returning
I think
a
that
book you
return.
borrowed or something, that's a different kanji,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Kaisu.
like, yeah, different.
Yeah, different kanji.
Not different.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's in there.
Did you
Notice,
say Kyle with the return, that like, what this one? I think you got
Yeah,
this
Kyle.
one.
yeah,
That means like,
to turn it over.
yeah, turn over.
That's-
So,
Yeah, that's
anata
the
wa
same-
kaeru, that means like, like this, you know?
Yeah, flip it over,
It's
yeah.
totally different thing. Anata wa kaeru, going home.
Yeah.
But if you throw this one, anata wa kaeru.
Yeah.
That's the same kanji they have in the book as
It's totally
Kaisu.
different.
Kaisu,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the same kanji.
yeah, but, yeah, kaisu is to give something back, to return it. Kairu is to
Yeah,
flip it
kairu.
over.
Kaisu.
Kaisu, yeah. So, yeah, that's, again, it's another homonym,
Hmm?
and it's another justification for kanji, because if there's an attempt to distinguish between 2 different meanings, but they sound alike, having different kanji helps you make that distinction between the 2 words. Hi.
So is there history behind why father is in the kanji for school?
Ah, I don't know for sure about this one, but
Yeah, I got confused on that one.
I believe that this piece originally came from a picture of a hand, and it was a hand holding a stick. Because students who didn't obey or whatever used to get
That's a nice way of thinking.
Oh wow, that reminds me of the 50s when teachers could paddle the students.
That's a lovely way to think of school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
just obey and get paddled.
It's not exactly positive reinforcement,
Sensei?
but apparently that is the origin of the kanji.
Oh wow.
Battery.
Wait, so is that why it's used for the father kanji?
That could be why it's
It's
hard for
it's
father
funny
kanji too,
because
I
it's
don't
like
know.
I have like the
The
Asian
father
I
punishes
have
you.
no son, like the
Yeah.
school thing. It's like
Yeah.
don't go to school.
Hat.
Yeah, but the way I like to remember it, it's a little bit less violent, is you've got tree, right? And a lot of traditional schools would have been built out of wood, hence tree, right? You've got a roof, because you gotta have a roof on a school, right? And then the teacher is like a father figure. You know, if you've got a male teacher, he's kind of like a dad, you know, kind of like a father figure.
Well, when I first looked at it, I took away the cross here,
Yeah.
and I looked at the top of it. It looked like Roku, like like
Okay.
yeah, like you're 6 years old and you're going to school.
Okay, yeah, if you take this part of Roku, yeah, is up there.
You start your schooling like around 6 or so. Was that a deputy?
Thanks.
Oh.
Okay. So yeah, if you took away the little X on the bottom, Roku is when you start first grade. So
So
that's a way to remember it.
start your schooling
And
at
then
6.
The X.
Until you're
I
done.
don't know.
X amount of years until you're done being
Yeah.
schooled.
Something like that. Okay, so that's a way to remember that one. Let's see. Takai, this sounds funny, but you know those stone lanterns that are part of a lot of traditional Japanese gardens? For me, Takai always looked like one of those.
It also kind of looks like
And-
stacking blocks.
Yeah, stacking blocks, and, building something up high, that's a way to think of it too. But to me, it always just reminded me of one of those stone lanterns, and, those are kind of
Oh, yeah, 'cause
expensive if you wanna go buy one from the.
Is that why they're put on the
Store.
festival lanterns and they're up high like
No,
like
I'm
just
talking about the stone ones. Have you ever
Oh.
seen those stone lanterns?
I think
Yeah.
yeah, when I
Yeah,
saw like
it's-
a documentary
yeah.
on Japanese temples.
Yeah.
You need to have a character in
Yeah,
there.
lanterns.
Yeah.
Killjoy.
Yeah, oh, and I found out if we do have a Japanese club or an Asian culture club or something, if that starts, we might be able to get funding to do a group trip to something like Morikami,
Let's
so.
do it.
Yeah, I found out, one of my friends is in the student life department, so. Okay, let's see, other mnemonics or other questions? I think we've talked about go in here before, am I right? The go for Nihongo?
Yeah.
Have we talked about that?
Yeah.
Because we talked about this radical, right?
Yeah.
You remember what this radical is? Speech, right? And you can think of it as that's the mouth, and those are the words coming out of the mouth, you know?
It's actually the kanji in our next chapter.
Right, yeah.
And
then this
kanji for go.
half, and then you've got the
Kanji
for
go.
go, and then another mouth underneath.
Oh.
So you've got the sound component right there, go, right? And it's got two mouths because you're talking a lot. Or two people talking to each other even, you know?
So wait, there's a kanji for English?
It bothers me
Yeah.
that it's more complicated too.
Yeah,
Wow.
there you
But why is the kanji for English there? Like how to get that? See? English language.
Yeah.
How the A get that?
The A, they picked it, I think, for its close pronunciation to England, A.
Igirisu.
Yeah, Igirisu. Yeah, A-go.
I still
Yeah.
cannot understand the
At least
Igirisu
Deutsch
origin.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Deutsch.
yeah, well, I think that also in some cases it may be that they borrowed the kanji that China chose because they use that same A kanji for,
Like,
The Chinese word for English.
We said English
yeah,
for like England.
Yeah.
So, how to write kanji? We don't have a kanji, so if
yeah,
we have to write kanji, we need like a sound. No, we have to create
right.
like a name,
Yeah, so, but, in Chinese, they use a koku
Yeah.
for the word for England,
Actually,
so.
Actually, not English. Egeresu.
Negative would be
That's
closer,
right,
yeah, A, but, yeah, so that's not in this lesson anyway, the A for ego is coming later, but, let's see, I'm just looking at what else you might,
That was in kanji this time. There's like two less.
let's see, there's fewer kanji in this lesson, I'm not sure why.
It's weird too, because the next lesson is like set up weird. Pages are weird.
Oh, yeah, because it, where do wait,
There's less on the next one too.
yeah. So anyway, are there questions about any of the others? One good thing about katakana is how often components are showing up in kanji, right? So you can actually use katakana as part of your mnemonic if you want to, because, I mean, you've got mu in the kai for kaisha, you know, it's actually, this, believe it or not, is considered to be a modification of hito. And then you've got katakana ni, right? And then katakana mu. So it's a pretty easy one to build, right? And what?
Role is in like everything.
Yeah, it always in anything to do with communication. It's probably gonna have a role in it. Because of kuchi, yeah, because of the mouth. Yeah, and then
Capital.
kaisha, you've got katakana ne there, and then you remember the radical tsuchi, soil, which you could also see it as a ju and an ichi. Yeah.
And then is it you? Or yo?
Which,
The backwards.
kairu is the yo, yeah,
Yo.
yeah.
I always got those two.
Yeah. The U is the one that looks like you're playing hangman.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You're going down.
You can.
You gonna die.
Thank Katie for that one.
That's a way to remember it.
We will miss Katie.
Her mnemonic for it was you gonna die.
Yeah,
You gonna
that's a
die.
way to remember it. Okay. Other questions about kanji?
What was it?
Wait, why is the company like that? Like it has the the katakana. Wait, that's the katakana ne, right?
Yeah.
So I would
Okay,
say-
guys. This kaisha, this kai also means ao, to meet. Okay, which makes sense, right? And sha can also mean, it's part of, well, these two reverse is society. Yeah, but this radical also has to do with like location. This,
Yeah, because the character soil.
yeah, soil, place.
One of the words is shrine.
Yes. Yeah, so, yeah, it's part of jinja,
Wait,
yeah, which is literally like God place.
if you flip the characters, you get society, like
Yes,
Ali
yeah.
pointed out.
Yeah, shakai is society. I
The height and hairu.
Hairu, yeah.
Is it appropriate to reverse the stroke order of that so that you don't confuse it with hito?
It's supposed to be written short line first, then long line.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas the still is long line first, then short line. So it's reversed in that
But
sense.
it's written
Uh,
in the same like sort of order, I guess.
Yeah, it's still left to right. Yeah.
I have a question. For on 65, the mother character,
Uh-huh.
Bago, mother tongue.
Yeah,
Native
Bago.
language.
Oh.
Native language, yeah.
Okay, I was about to
Yeah.
say.
Mother's.
Yeah, mother's
Okay.
tongue,
Okay.
the mother's speech. Yeah,
Alright.
mother tongue means native language.
We said bokokugo also.
Bokokugo, yeah.
Haha and country.
Yeah, bokokugo. Yeah, that's more common than
Yeah.
bogo, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, bogo sounded weird to me. Bokokugo is
more.
more commonly used.
I think,
Yeah,
well,
bokokugo.
talking about vowel sound, bogo.
No, no, no.
Bo-
Native
Okay.
bokokugo. Yeah,
Mother country language.
country
先生、
language.
母音知ってますか？母音。
Boing,
母音は、
So homeland.
音
haha ni
So
oto.
homeland
Yeah.
speak.
That's like vowel sound.
Uh-huh, boing,
Yeah.
yeah,
It makes sense, right?
and
yeah, boing, yeah.
singing like Koni
Hmm.
そうそうそう。
Koni
子供に、
子供に
子供、
ああ、子供
子
に。
供の
サウン
音、同じ。はい。
あー
それは、
and
そ
this
れは
boing
consonant.
is consonants.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
All
these
makes
are
sense, right?
consonants and vowels.
Yeah,
Okay.
mother and kid.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, mother sounds and
Yeah,
child sounds,
Right.
vowels and consonants. Interesting.
I also,
あと、フラクションの
Fine
こ
and
と。
cold.
フラクションも日本語で
Okay.
文、ここ母、
Yeah.
母で文、子っていうんですけど。
Ah,
そう。
bun haha,
Yeah.
bun shi. Oh,
I
okay.
remember the how to, you know, cause always, お母さんは子供を守る。
Ah, 面白い。
wait, so you divide your kids by your mother?
No.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Mother
Be-
protect the kids.
Because the
The
way
fraction is like
if you're
that,
doing
right?
fractions, in English we say 1/3, but in Chinese, in Japanese, right, we say 3分の1. You say the larger part first before the smaller part. 3分 means 3 parts, no ichi. 1 part out of the 3
なんだっ
parts.
け先生、
Yeah.
denominator.
There's an observation, but the character for every and looks similar to the character kai, like ocean, but just
Yes.
minus those 3 pieces. Is that because
Exactly.
water's pretty much everywhere?
Well, no, this is what they call a pronunciation similarity. It doesn't work as well in Japanese, but in Chinese, the sounds of these two are very close. And so that's where you're getting the same kanji, almost, except this has water added.
So that's kai
And
or
by the
umi.
way, in Chinese, all 3 of them are written with the lines separated like in haha. Yeah, writing it all with 1 stroke like that is considered shorthand in Chinese. Writing it 2 strokes separated is considered more proper,
Mm.
but Japanese joined them.
That explains the similarity in the shaping.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So-
almost time.
Yeah, I know, we're almost out of time.
It's
We're gonna
43,
have
so.
conversation practice time, I wanted to have that too. But does everybody feel like they're okay on kanji now?
Yeah.
We don't have class Monday, right?
No, Labor Day.
That's right, it's Labor Day. We do have class Wednesday though, today's only, wait a minute, today's
Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday, yeah.
And the homework
So-
for Wednesday is textbook page 320 through textbook page 322. Just the kanji pages.
Right, so, yeah, so you've got an extra
Okay.
an extra day or 2 to study, and then we've got the kanji quiz on Wednesday, and hopefully we'll have time to play our conjugation game. And then, the chapter test will be the following Monday, and the skits too.
This is totally unrelated, but I want to know, is there a Japanese word for sacrifice?
Sacrifice.
Yes.
Yes, I just can't think of it right now.
Whoa, where'd that
I
come
feel
from?
like that's a different course.
Yeah.
Okay, dude, I gotta ask, where did that come from?
I'm entering our contest and I have to
Ah.
read the title.
I'm gonna be on the 16th, I'm going to the
Okay,
It's a Tuesday,
okay.
but I don't think I'm spending the night this time,
Okay.
but I still want to take the test for Wednesday on Monday.
Okay, just in case. Okay, sure. That'll be the grammar.
Do 2 hours,
Oh, yeah, that is. Thank you.
just in case I don't have to do it while we have
Okay,
it.
yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Because I don't know if I'm gonna make it Wednesday, I don't know how tired I'm gonna be.
Right, okay. Yeah, what are you gonna do?